The Abyss, the last unexplored territory of the world, home to inexplicable artifacts and beasts that defy nature. Many adventurers have answered its beckoning call to find what they desire. Can such treasures be worth entering this unforgiving chasm? Today, 3 brave souls begin their journey to find out. I wonder what fate will await them down in the darkest depths. Welcome, everyone, to the world of Made in Abyss. To start off with, you guys have been given the chance to earn your red whistles. You've seen it in a brochure. They are basically just given out to anyone who's interested in it. All you got to do is go to the headquarters of the Cave Raider Association, or the CRA for short. Every month, they have a class that allows anyone to become a red whistle. And you basically just have to go through a small test. It's an overnight stay to the first layer. All of you have decided to go here for one reason or another. It is Saturday morning. The time you've been told to meet up here is at 10:45, and you're supposed to check in with the clerk at the CRA. Knowing that, what time do you think each of your characters would actually show up at?
9 a.m.
10:45.
Right on time.
Would you actually get there at 9 a.m., Morgan?
I mean, my character definitely would, but for the purposes of this, let's just say he runs late and gets there at 10:45.
Okay. All right. Before we go any further, do you guys want to give a short introduction to each of your characters as you walk in? There is a check-in lady, so you can either go to her first or kind of meet up with each other. Like, all of you know that there's going to be like a class with multiple people, so you can either go straight to the check-in booth or like check in with your peers and kind of introduce yourselves a little bit. It's whatever you want to do first.
I do have a question for Nick. Will you be giving us real red whistles to roleplay with?
I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I don't as of yet, but who knows? Maybe in the future.
I definitely want
it's not in the
a
budget.
whistle every time we level up. I think Tom just walks in and just goes right to the lady, all excited, like, I'm ready to check in.
Her name is Beatrice. She's an old, slightly overweight woman, just sitting chilling out, and she's generally pretty short with you. She's like, hello, what are you here for?
So she's a classic registration lady. So
Pretty much exactly secretary. If you think of a secretary in your mind, that is Beatrice for you.
Does she have cat eye glasses?
Absolutely.
Nice.
I'm going to picture her as Roz from Monsters, Inc.
Ma'am, are you a creature from the abyss?
Excuse me, what is that supposed to mean?
That was out of character. I don't want to make the nice lady mad. Hello, I'm here to sign up or sign in for the red whistle training.
I'm glad to hear that. Your class will begin at 1100. Your instructor will come out to pick you up soon. You can chill in the couches over there. Please fill out this form while you're there. It should only take a few minutes.
I'm just so excited.
That's good to hear.
I bounce away and fill out my form. On the way out, I bounce into, oh, hello, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
That's okay, little boy. Is this where we're supposed to be to get them whistles?
Oh, yes, sir. Just talk to that nice lady with the cool glasses.
Oh, thank fucking God, someone my age. Ma'am, is this where we get the whistles to go down in the hole?
If you're asking if this is where you sign up for the Red Whistle course, then yes.
I guess I need to register then.
Yes, please.
Mid-conversation, I kind of, a little bit rudely, but trying to not get in the way, like lean past and just grab a paper and kind of scuttle off with it.
She kind of just looks at you and just shrugs. You seem like you know what you're doing. All right, here's your form, sir. Just go ahead and fill that out.
Can I borrow a pen? I don't normally carry one.
Yes, sir. It's right here on the counter.
Is it shaped like a flower? Or does it have a little flower taped to it?
Does it have a little chain connected to the desk?
It does not. No, there are couches that you can go to, but it does have a little flower of fortitude attached to it. But only like half of them do. So you get to choose.
Oh, I definitely took more of the flower on it.
Heavy character choice already.
I know, right?
Off to a good start.
Just so you guys know, for money, as you would have known from the brochure, this does cost a somewhat, it's not a huge amount. I'd say like for an average person, maybe like a couple weeks worth of pay amount. We're going to be using gold as far as currency because there, as far as I know, there's no currency established in the Abyss. And we're just going to equate it to like D&D. So like 1 gold is worth pretty much the same amount as 1 gold in D&D. And we'll just kind of go off of that.
And how much is that in like real dollars? It's just 1 gold, $1.
No, gold's like $100.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
So this would probably be like 10 to 20 gold worth of money.
$10,000?
100. A gold is 100.
Yeah, so 1,000 to 2,000.
I can do math.
You were expected to have that like with you here, so I'm assuming all of you do. I just wanted to give you a heads up. All right, so you guys are all filling out your forms. There's like the one little greeting area with like a single couch and a couple chairs, just kind of around a coffee table-esque thing. And that's really the only place to sit here. Do you guys chat with each other at all while you're signing these? You got like 15 minutes to kill?
You know I don't.
I think I might lean over to Tom to get a little help filling out the form because there might be some stuff on there I don't quite know what it means.
Oh, sir, do you need some help? Do you need me to write for you? I see you're missing a hand.
Yeah, I can manage myself, but it says previous experience. How much experience would you say is normal with the whole?
It's actually a good question, Nick. How common is it for people to come from not Orth?
So this is typically for people that are not super familiar with Orth. If you're taking the class through here, you probably haven't grown up in there because typically there's like other classes and stuff. Like if you've grown up the entire time here, then like you can take it through other places. Belchero has classes like this as well, like the orphanage that they do themselves, and they would go through the CRA, but they kind of do the classes on their own so that anyone who lives in Orth can take this whenever they want. It's typically foreigners who do this.
Oh, that's weird. Why am I here then?
Knowing your backstory, you probably weren't in anything official, like you weren't in any classes specifically to go down in there.
Okay. Oh, no, you don't need any experience. I think they just put it there just in case you have any, but it's not necessary.
All right, thanks, little man. What's your name?
I'm Tom. What's your name?
Name's Gil. Pleasure to meet you, I suppose.
Why is your skin so leathery?
Salt and sun, salt and sun.
Salt and sun, wow. You must be so well traveled.
Hey, Potter, if I look around the room, what are like the age and makeup of the other people registering?
Right now, you guys are the only ones in this class.
Really?
Yep.
Seems weird.
You wouldn't know this at all, does any, but maybe Morgan. You might. This does seem a little bit odd. Typically, these classes would have more people in them, but for right now, it's just you three. This is the CRA building.
Oh, it's so little.
So the area that you're at, if you look at that bridge right there, it's kind of like that's the main entrance lobby.
Neat.
Burrito.
I roll to finish my form.
I'm sorry, you have to invoke an aspect first before you can do this?
I invoke the aspect, has filed taxes before.
It's pretty good.
Just kidding. There's no taxes on the sea.
Whenever you guys are done, if you want, you can just give it to Beatrice. She tells you all right, you can just wait here for your instructor. You should be out here any minute now. Any other introductions before we move on? All good?
Yeah, as I hand my form to Beatrice, I'll ask, are we early or seems like there's not many people here?
As far as I'm aware, there actually isn't that many people coming in today. I think you three might be it. It's typically we have larger classes for this, but it's, it varies a lot. Sometimes we don't have anyone coming in. It's just how the days go.
All right, thank you.
Oh gosh, I'm just so excited. I'm finally becoming a red whistle. I can hardly wait. Aren't you so excited, miss? And I look at Ian.
Yep.
Wow, what a deep voice you have.
I am not doing a character voice. I don't have it in me.
I am thoroughly disappointed.
Just imagine just a teenage nerd.
Come on, Ian. Give me your best teenage girl voice.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, come on, just one.
Yeah,
I cannot do a teenage girl's voice.
Just one sentence.
Just
I want to hear
your
it.
voice.
Hey guys. That's pretty good, right?
Just type everything out and have Hope be your character voice.
I
There you
was
go.
actually just thinking that. Have Hope pre-record some like key phrases that you can just play.
Hey guys.
You just have a fucking soundboard.
This. Yeah, just piece it together. I could just patch in text to speech.
There you go. So if you guys are all done, sit around, wait for a few minutes. Anything else before we move on? No? Good? Cool? All right. At pretty much precisely 11 o'clock, a young man comes out looking to be around his early 20s. He's about average height and has short black hair and deep amber eyes. And he says, "Oh, hello, everyone. You must be the new Red Whistle candidates. How are you all doing?"
Oh, I'm just so excited to be here, sir.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, same as always.
That's good to hear. Well, we're just gonna start out by going into the classroom down the hall. So if you guys follow me, we'll get started. And he just leads you down the hall. Here we are. We're in room 107. You can go ahead and take your seats. As you walk in, it's basically just like a normal classroom. It's not super big. It's got about 10 desks in it, which you can tell that's pretty much like as much as they ever really have. They're all just normal sized desks, and the room isn't super big. It's just got a...
You're not super big.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
no!
Oh, my God.
Oh,
And-
I was hoping you'd say it again.
And there's a little chalkboard up front. And he's like, go ahead and take a seat. There's a few things I got to go over. I'm sorry, this might be a little bit of an exposition dump, but I want to fill you in on everything that's going to go on.
Did he just say exposition or exposition dump?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's a little meta there. But I choose a seat that is just front and center.
Nice.
And I have a little notebook and a little pencil that I put on the desk in front of me. It's like the blue.
I'll sit in the one right
pad.
behind Tom.
Just for consistency's sake, let's say it's 4 by 3, so 3 rows of 4 desks for a total of 12 desks. Now, where do you sit, Ahi?
Sit right up next to Tom.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys are sitting next to each other. Gil, you're just sitting behind Tom.
Gil feels really weird. He's like a older gentleman, and it's just like all these young people here to take this class. He's the only old guy.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Ian, is your character, is it Aji or Ahi?
I did initially intend it to be Ahi, but
The tuna.
no.
What?
It's AJI. I intended it to be Ahi, like the pepper, but it's fine if it's Aji. It doesn't matter.
Dude, it's your character. Establish it right now.
It's Ahi. Yeah,
Like the tuna.
Like the tuna, yeah.
just actually exactly like the tuna, but I'm actually a little upset that you called out that big twist like so early.
We're going back to fucking taco over here. It turns out everyone in your family's named after fucking fish.
It's something for you to bond over with the leathery man behind me.
Shiggy goes on. He's like, oh, well, shit. Hello, everyone. Well, my name...
Spoilers.
Yep, spoilers. Shit. My name is Shiggy, and I'm going to be an instructor.
Shiggy?
First off, I'd just like to get to know you guys. Let's introduce you. First off, you in the back. What's your name? You don't seem to be from around here.
Yeah, it's my first
Profiling.
time in Arth, whatever you guys call it.
It's
Nice
Orth.
Gil Hawthorne. Yeah, Orth.
It's Orth because it's short for Orther.
That's not
Ortho
entirely
round table.
correct, but all right, keep going, Gil.
Anyway, I'm just here to do that adventuring, like everyone does around here.
I gotta say, Gil, you seem a little out of place and unsure of what's going on. Have you ever been to Orth before?
Like I said, no, this is my first time.
All right, well, what brought you to becoming a Red Whistle? You just seeking that adventure of the abyss? And I get you if you are.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, well, just keep your eyes open. Do you know anything about the Abyss at all? Do you know anything about the deadly creatures and the horrendous curse and anything like that? Do you kind of know what you're in for?
It's a big hole in the ground. It's dangerous, right? That's about all we need to know.
We'll work on that.
Well, that is accurate.
Yeah, it's none of that's incorrect. Yeah, I guess we'll move on. You seem to be pretty eager, little man. What's your name?
Oh, my name's Tom, sir.
You know what, Tom? You look kind of familiar. Are you John and Dawn's son?
I am.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in several years, but I think I saw you when you were a wee young boy. I've worked with them in the past. They're good teachers.
Oh, yes, sir. Everyone says so.
I used to be at Beltro Orphanage in the past. When I got a little bit older, I ended up becoming an instructor for them, and we went to various places in North, and we actually got some good lessons from them.
Oh, wow. I'll have to tell them that you say hi, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's good to see you, Tom. It's nice to see you're finally going out for your first dive.
Oh, I'm so excited. I have a question. Is Orth very big? Like, I've always pictured it as a small kind of town.
It is a pretty darn... I mean, it's a kilometer in diameter, like the hole is, plus some.
So how many parents are dying that they need a whole orphanage?
It's got a hole meant for killing people right in the center of the town.
That's fair enough. It just seems weird that like a small town has a whole dedicated orphanage when there's only like how many hundred people living there?
Also, like, even though there's all these miraculous artifacts, they don't have birth control.
Well, who said that those kids weren't wanted? Maybe all their parents just died.
Yeah, they were just irresponsible.
I guess that leaves you, miss. What's your name? Why are you here?
I'm Ahi.
Like the tuna.
Probably met at some point. I can't say I really remember you, but pretty sure we were at Beltra at the same time. I would have been quite a bit younger than you, but...
Oh, you went to Beltra? You know what?
Yes.
Now that I think about it, you do look a little bit familiar.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Do you say that, or?
Maybe under my breath.
How old are you exactly?
45. Just kidding. 19. The joke does not land.
Oh no, my eyes definitely widened, like, wow, and then I just looked disappointed.
They got some crazy artifacts to keep you from aging in here.
Not enough, not crazy enough to keep parents from dying, apparently.
I'm 22, so that would only make us 3 years apart. I bet I've seen you around, but I guess we were just kind of in different age groups. Well, it's good to have you here.
I mean, most people know who you are, right? You knew that girl, the one who died in the hole.
The one who died in the hole?
Oh, yeah, I assume so.
Oh, you're probably talking about Rico, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh boy, I know everything there is to know about Rico. I don't think she's actually dead. Right, it hasn't been confirmed, right? We only know
out of character. What do we know? Because
Okay, yeah. Let me explain a little bit more. So, just to reiterate, from the show, if you remember at the very end of it, Reg, Rico, and Nanachi sent up that letter.
Yeah.
And that made it to the surface. It was actually picked up by Nat and Shiggy, and my own canon for here. That got spread around the orphanage, or the entire town, and it had details not only on Rico's journey, but on Reg, the fact that he was a robot, and Nanachi, the fact that she was a holo. It didn't include anything super specific about, like, their interactions with Bondrewd or anything like that. It was just what they were.
But you've established that this is 10 years after the events of the anime.
Yes, it is 10 years after that. In addition to that, if you remember from episode like 10 or 11, whenever it was, Reg rescued that one black whistle from the orb piercer. In that encounter, Reg asked him to relay the message that him and Rico were still on their journey. He also was a fucking badass and fired his incinerator. So that black whistle also kind of propagated their story a little bit.
And what layer was that again?
4.
4? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he made it back and kind of spread the word of that and confirmed that he saw Reg and that the the letter wasn't a lie. Also, Ozen got the letter as well, and she kind of confirmed it. Pretty much everyone who was involved with that, like Shiggy and Nat, all of them were like, yeah, it's true. She did this. And the fact that a red whistle even made it down to layer 4 at all, someone who's 12 years old, is like probably something that's never happened before. So it's a pretty famous story that spread around. And still no one knows what happened to them. Like, that's the last contact anyone has ever really had with them.
So that's what I really needed to know. Yeah, Ahi assumes that they're dead.
Yes, yeah, that's a very fair assumption. Morgan, you being a Rico superfan, is probably like super into this, right?
I am indeed.
So Shiggy goes on and is like, yeah, I used to be really good friends with her, and I actually saw her off on the day that she decided to go down there. I'm the one who picked up that letter from them.
Hey, don't blame yourself too much. You were just a kid when you let her go down there.
I would like to see anyone try and stop her.
Yeah, well, she's a 12-year-old girl, so probably somebody like big that could like pick her up.
Oh, trust me, they've tried.
Hey, do most people that go down there end up dead?
I'm not gonna lie, it is a very, very deadly place. Only people who have a little bit of craziness to them will ever actually like try to go down to the deepest parts of it. We're all in it for some sort of adventure. Maybe it's to get rich or see a bunch of cool shit, It's kind of like still to this day the last unexplored place in the world, and there's a lot to be said about that.
I'm going to discover a new creature and get my name in the history books.
I believe you could. Well, if you guys are all nice and introduced, I'll get into the exposition dump real quick.
Let's go.
Expedition explanation.
The first thing we're going to start off with is a little written test. And don't worry, it's really easy. It's basically making sure that you're not completely incompetent. We want to make sure that we're not getting people who don't know left from right. We'll get to that in a second.
I can definitely tell that.
Just talking to you all right now, you're all going to pass just fine, so don't worry about it. For today and tomorrow, we're going to be going on a little adventure down to the first layer. Our goal is around 400 meters. We're going to be going to excavate some glow crystals.
I am positively vibrating with excitement.
I know this may seem a little bit mundane, but every once in a while we have to find some glow crystal veins because, as you can tell, he's wearing a little bit of gear. He doesn't have like a full setup on, but he's just got like his basic uniform and like his helmet on. And he turns the little light on his head and you can see a glowstone in there.
Yay.
They're pretty vital to cave raiding, and they're super convenient because they never seem to go out. So they're super useful every once in a while when we get new cave raiders such as yourselves. We need to go down and get some more, and we're running low on supplies.
That and people just keep dropping them into the hole.
Yep, that does happen. So we need to get some more. Typically, your first red whistle outing will be something kind of mundane like this. This just happens to be what we're doing now. It's not going to be super difficult. This is just to get a feel for what's going down there. Your payment will pay for your entire raid. It will include your basic cave raiding supplies, including a raiding uniform and things such as like a pickaxe for each of you and some rope and some, basic provisions and stuff like that. That's all comes included. You get to keep it with you afterwards. We'll suit up in a little bit. First off, let's go ahead and take this test real quick before we get too far. And he hands out a sheet of paper and a pencil to each of you. It's something that would probably take like maybe 10 minutes, and it has very basic academic stuff on it, like very basic math and like, I want to say English. The language that they use is supposed to be not anything specific, but basic shit like that. I'm not going to require a roll for this because unless you like get a -4, then it's you're going to be fine. Unless you guys want to roll for it. Maybe you do and want to fucking blow this little test out of the water, get like 100.
I mean, I assume I already do get 100.
Definitely.
All right.
I do that kind of like passive aggressive thing that like people in middle school did a lot, where like they lean like all the way over their paper because they assume that everybody wants to copy off their paper. You know them, the real B+ students.
I'm just writing like paragraphs where I can. I assume I don't write a paragraph for math.
Gildo's all right. You can definitely tell his handwriting's super shitty though.
By the way, do you guys have your artifacts like worn right now, or are you just like kind of carrying them around?
Oh yeah, I'm always wearing them around my neck.
Nice.
Yeah, I always wear them.
Cool.
I just have like a bandaged stump right now.
Do you really? Like, you don't keep it on at all times?
Nope.
Oh, neat.
I definitely try to like sneak a peek at the stump, but like really covertly. Do I need a
It's
roll
like
for that?
even more leathery than the rest of me.
Can I do a roll for that? To
For
look at
sneaking a peek.
Gil's stump.
Can I invoke former smuggler and then I'm really good at hiding it?
Oh damn!
Hiding the fact that you don't have it on. Your stump's just in your pocket, like, the whole time. God, that guy must be really cool. He has not pulled his hand out of his pocket the whole time we've been here.
I took my pencil and I drew a hand on the desk and then I laid my stump against it so it looks like his hand.
I hand in my test.
He goes through them. It only takes like a couple minutes. Oh, you guys did all right. Cool. Just so you know, red whistle to blue whistle to black whistle and purple whistle, all that status is. As of now, all of you are over the age of 15, correct? He eyes Gil and is like, you're over 15, right?
He just stares blankly back at him. He's clearly over all these young people.
I side-eye Tom.
I just turned 16 today.
Oh, really? Well, good timing then, because to be employed by the CRA in the future, you do need to be at least 16.
Oh, trust me, I know. I've been waiting for this day for years.
You look about 9 years old.
Well, that's awfully rude to say.
Yeah.
I don't say that. No, that's out of character. I'm looking at your character art.
Hey, happy birthday, young Tom.
Oh, thank you.
To get blue whistles and higher, you also have to be 16. Just wanted to make sure. It used to be that there were age restrictions on some of the higher whistles, but there's been a lot of youngins come through here, have done a really good job, and we're waiting years to get their higher status, so we kind of did away with those.
I kind of like puff my chest a little bit, like, oh, that's gonna be me.
So as long as you're 16, you've pretty much got full reign. You could be a black whistle at 16. You'd have to be pretty crazy good at what you're doing. Yeah, who knows?
You can just ascend all the ranks in 1 year.
Some people start as red whistles way younger, but you just can't advance past that until you're 16. Moving on, regarding this little trip that we're going to be taking, in addition to these crystals that we're getting, we might come across some artifacts. You never know.
I'm visibly excited.
Well, usually Delve, sponsored by the CRA, take the artifacts that you gather for these courses. Each of you will get to take one away. Anything else that's found will go into possession of the CRA. So whatever you guys find down there, it can be whatever you want. Pick your favorite one, distribute it amongst yourselves, and yeah, and that will be yours.
Oh boy.
So by the end of the course, if I think you guys are competent enough to actually be proper delvers, then I will get you guys your red whistles and you'll be proper cave raiders.
I'm visibly vibrating again.
Hey, Shiggy, I got a question. Why whistles?
Whistles are extremely useful in the Abyss because they make a lot of noise. The whistles that we use are extremely loud for their size, and they're very good for distracting animals. But the biggest thing is that they're really good for calling for help. That's why everyone pretty much always wears a whistle.
Gotcha.
Alrighty, so we'll be departing here for a little, in maybe about an hour from now. First off, we're going to go get some lunch. We should be getting back before nightfall tomorrow. Depends on how well the crystal stuff goes. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Before we move on though, when you get back and get your red whistles, you will have to make a pretty important decision. And that is whether or not you want to actually be directly employed by the CRA. The CRA has a lot of benefits. If you are directly employed by us, then you get housing, supplies, and full support. And we'll go on regularly scheduled raids together. They'll typically happen when you're a Red Whistle, maybe like once a week, and they'll typically last 2 to 3 days, depending on what the mission is supposed to be. With all the support, all the artifacts that you gather will go to the CRA, but you get a 50% commission on them, and you can immediately buy back anything that you find.
Sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit rigged, sir.
Well, we're also giving you housing, supplies, and full support and anything that you could ever want to actually go on cave raids.
Well, I already have a place to live.
That's good for you.
I wasn't bragging. I was just saying, like...
Would that be a brag? I have a house.
I lean over to Tom and I whisper, "How long are kids allowed to stay at that orphanage?"
Yeah, aren't you? You're 19, right?
I pay my way.
Well, okay. That sounds like a pretty sweet deal.
That is a little surprising. Usually people move on from the orphanage by the time they're 16, and if they are into the rating aspect of life here, they usually get employed by the CRA. Are you just helping out, Madam Beltro?
Yeah, I help out by paying money for the orphanage, and then I stay there. You know, like a transaction. Just get off my back, okay?
All right, that's fine.
I'm just used to it, okay?
Oh, okay. I mean, I lived there for a while too, so I'm just curious.
Yeah.
So the other option you have is you don't have to work for the CRA, but you won't get any support. You still have your red whistles, and you can go whenever you want, but you have to go through our channels to get permission to go into the Abyss. Don't worry, it doesn't cost any money to do that. You just have to come through and say when you're going in, just so we can keep accountability of who's in there, because people go missing all the time, and it's better for everyone if we have a basic idea of what people are doing in there. But you can keep whatever artifacts that you find, and you can sell them on your own to whatever shops you might find. When we go down to the Abyss today, I'll give you a quick little tour.
I scoff at the idea of selling an artifact instead of just keeping it in your huge collection.
When Shiggy said people go missing all the time, Gil definitely just kind of looked down at the floor.
Aww.
Aww.
So, do any of you guys have any questions before we move on?
So, as soon as we got this red whistle, we can go down there anytime we want?
Yep. Just make sure that you check in with the CRA. Just say when you're going to be in there, how long you think you're going to be in there, and for what purpose.
Sounds a little totalitarian to me, but, I mean, I'm just used to the freedom of the sea.
We are kind of a packed, cramped city with a giant, deadly hole in the middle, so some accountability is good, you know?
Yeah, who wouldn't want to live here?
I lean over and to Gil, and I'm like, don't worry, once you're down there, no rules, just right.
You just gotta play the system.
As you guys are kind of finishing up, you see another young man walk by and kind of look inside and stop and do the little thing where his feet are forward, but his head's back and peering in. He's like, "Oh, hey, Shiggy. How are you doing? Oh, hey, Nat. This is your first time going down to the 4th layer today, right? This is the big day?" "Yep, that's it." And he flashes a shiny new black whistle. He's mostly just not paying any attention to you guys, and they converse back and forth for a little bit. After 30 seconds of this, he looks over and he's like, "Oh, I see you have some fresh meat over here. How's everyone doing? You guys ready to take your first dive?"
Oh, yes, sir.
I want to get deep in that hole.
God, y'all are young.
It looks like people are eager in different ways, but I wish you all luck. All right, guys, do you want to get some food before we go down?
God, you're making me hungry. Let's talk about lunch.
Yeah, if I don't get some lunch right now in real life.
Genuinely think about making a sandwich.
It would help your role playing.
It's true.
It wouldn't just be for the meal. It's an
immersive experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like some lunch.
Lunch me up real good, sir.
Oh,
Jesus, you people are weird.
Yeah, most people in Orth do get to be a little bit weird. That's just the way of the Abyss, you know?
They call it the hold madness. I don't know. that was just a real good goof I did. Did you enjoy that?
I did.
Yeah, it was a good one, kid.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That was very good, Tom. All right, let's go get some lunch. Shiggy and Nat kind of walk ahead, and they're just chatting away. It is a really big building, like as you can tell from that picture. So there's like a lot of shit going on. When you get to the dining hall, it's basically just this big open room, but it's kind of sectioned off into two areas. One of them seems to be pretty populated. It's got a buffet line with just various things out, and it seems to be pretty mundane stuff, like mostly like grains and vegetables, nothing fancy. But the other side is quite a bit more fancy, and there's a single place that can take your order. It looks like made to order stuff.
Wait, are we actually role-playing lunch?
Morgan, don't you ever disrespect the role play.
Sorry.
Morgan, there's a reason Nick Potter's called the Game Master right now.
I'm gonna get you so fucking hungry, Morgan.
Can we get some more descriptions of like what exactly is there?
So there's like 32 tables and 128 chairs, and 3 of them have dinosaurs on them.
Dinosaurs? There's
Real ones or fake ones?
2 of them are real, 1 is fake, but you have to find out which one is which.
I stash all 3 of them in my bag just in case.
All right, so continuing on, the made-to-order one has meat dishes, which maybe you don't know, does any, but the other 2 of you would know that meat is a pretty hot commodity in Orth. It is not a very common thing. I would imagine that both of you are pretty fucking excited because, Shiggy says, because you are on a diving day, you get to go to the fancy line.
No, I can't afford that.
Nope, it's included in the meal. Or the price of the package, so don't worry. It's all you. Go for it.
Oh, shit.
Yep, order whatever you guys like. He goes to sit down with Nat. He's like, I'll be right here for whenever you guys are good. And they just start like chatting away.
Is the meat like exotic? Like, is it made of like cave beasts?
There are some exotic things to you, but they would be very common things for the Abyss. There's not like a whole lot of variety there. There's like some like demon fish.
Demon fish?
Yeah, that's like one of the most common fish in the Abyss. And some like more mundane creatures. But there are things like there's chicken, cow, and pork.
Could you imagine risking your life in the Abyss just to go fishing?
Dude,
It's a very lucrative business. Is there a lunch lady?
You know what? Yes, there is a lunch lady.
Is it Beatrice in a different outfit?
No, her name is Beatrice 2.
It looks exactly like her. Her name is
Green Beatrice.
Greatrice.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Her name is Becky. Because I'm gonna get that fucking name out of the way.
Do you know more than just 2 women's names?
No, I was trying to make them both B's because this is Beatrice's sister.
Hey, wow, ma'am, do you have a sister that works here? You look just like the registration lady.
Oh, why, yes, I do, youngin'. She's a little less soft than I am. She's a little more standoffish, but yep, that's my sister.
Oh, wow, what a small world.
Yeah.
Also,
Literally,
way to just completely savage your sister in front of 3 strangers.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, that's my sister. Kind of a bitch.
We call her Beatrice the bitch.
She is typically the first thing that people see when they walk in here, and sometimes she can make a less than ideal impression. I assure you, she is very kind at heart. I just like to caveat it.
I mean, I didn't really need to know your whole family history. I just wanted to know if you had any chicken fingers, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just like talking to people, you know. just like hearing how everyone's doing, but yeah, I can get you a chicken dish.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
now
might be
I feel
friends with
bad.
Zara.
Oh, no, I feel bad.
How would you like your chicken?
In dinosaur shape, please.
I'm sorry?
Do you have any chicken tenders?
Yeah, I can make up some chicken tenders for you.
I want them in dinosaur shapes.
All right, I'll see what I can do. And she like goes back and like says a couple things to the cook, and they look a little like, what? But okay.
You could have just said no. You don't have to-
You guys are about to take your first dive today, and you know what they say. You know, when people make a dive, there's a chance they'll never come back. So you got to eat whatever you want.
Wow, you're not that different from Beatrice after all.
Well, I mean, we did live together for a while, and I try to be a little bit more cheerful, but, you know, we do rub off on each other.
Oh, okay. How are those chicken fingers coming?
I literally just told the cook about them. If you want to go, you know what? Why don't you just go have a seat over there?
Okay, and I walk away. And I'm also walking away to go get my popcorn.
Okay, good timing. Gil, Ahi, who wants it more?
I want it so bad. I get frankly an embarrassing amount of food.
Cool. Any flavor on what you get? You can get like a little bit of everything.
Yes.
There is a limit on how much you can have, but it's like kind of a lot.
I've already surpassed the amount that I should be able to get, and they have to like not physically stop me, but they have to like tell me to knock it off.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
And then I skedoodle away with my overloaded plate.
Do you guys sit at the same table? Do you sit with Shiggy and Nat?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Tom was first, so I'll just go sit wherever Tom sat.
I imagine that Tom would sit with Shiggy and Nat.
All right, I'm back.
Morgan, do you go
Yes.
to sit with Shiggy and Nat, or do you go sit by yourself?
I mean, I don't want to, like, be rude.
Yeah, I mean, they're being very welcoming. They're chatting away with each other.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit with Shiggy and Nat.
Cool.
They are the ones that were with Rico when she went down, right?
Yes, and you absolutely know this.
I pulled out some like Rico book, like a biography about her, and I'm like, seriously, would it be too forward if I asked you to sign my Rico book?
Shiggy is perfectly accepting of this. Nat looks a little bit annoyed, but does.
Oh, thank you so much, sirs. I don't want to bother them, so I'll just go sit at my table and like look at their autographs and then just read the book for like the millionth time.
I might actually offer my first compel for this whole Rico thing. I think you might like pester them about it. Would you agree with
Okay.
that?
Sure.
In which case, Shiggy is like pretty okay talking about it. The more you ask about it, the more kind of frustrated Nat seems to get. And he's
I think I'm just asking them about like their lives, not just Rico.
yeah, that's fair. When I say frustrated, it's more like he's kind of sad in a way.
Aw.
Gil, do you get anything special?
I get the fish.
Do you get an ahi?
No, I obviously got the demon fish.
They taste the same. It's like you haven't even read the manga.
Right.
There's like 7 pages just about the demon fish.
Oh, and you go to sit with Shiggy and Tom and everyone?
Yeah, I mean, there's literally no one else to sit with.
I guess there could be Ahi, depending on where Ahi actually ended up sitting. Did you go sit by yourself?
I do that awkward thing where it's like I go to sit with them, but then I can't really decide whether that would be imposing myself or not. And so I just decide to like sit awkwardly close at a different table so I can overhear them talk while I eat.
It is cafeteria style seating, so they're big long tables.
Yeah, so I sit at the other table facing away from them.
Right?
Excuse me, you said 32 tables and 128 seats?
It's a
there are
really
only 4
big
seats
room.
per table?
Yeah, well, they're really, really narrow and really, really long.
You have to like yell to the people.
You know, I was starting to feel like this world was like really coming together. I was trying to paint a picture, but it's just the illusion is shattered now.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. In fact, there are 12 long tables. There you go. Illusion saved.
How many chairs, though?
Oh, fuck.
Just the right amount.
That's a good answer.
As you guys are eating, not long afterwards, Nat gets up and starts to leave and wishes you guys good luck and bids Shiggy adieu. He's got to go on his cave raid. He's actually a little bit late for the expedition he's going on, which is going to take the main gondola down. It is, as he said, to the 4th layer. First time.
I'll call out, good luck, sir.
Oh, thanks. Same to you guys. And he runs off. All right, so you guys are done, and Shiggy's like, all right, we'll probably leave in about maybe another 30 minutes or so. You guys want to go check out a cool site before we leave?
Sure.
A cool site?
A cool site, yeah.
That sounds mysterious and exciting.
Hear the bell, Sugar.
He takes you up a few flights of stairs and out on a large balcony. It overlooks a big giant chunk of Orth. It's actually like a really good view of all the shops and towns below you. Specifically, it has a perfect view of the main gondola as it sits mostly just right above it.
This is really more of a cool view for Gil. We live here.
Have you been here before? I've always really liked this view. You can kind of see all of Orth from here.
What, is this somewhere that, like, anyone can get to?
Not necessarily. If you've worked for the CRA, then yeah, but not just anyone in the town can come and waltz up.
Then I say, oh boy, I've always wanted to look at this view or something like that.
Look at this view.
I don't know. I'm just excited, man.
Do we hear music that's like...
Yeah, it is exactly that.
We turn around, there's some guy with like an organ grinder and just like...
I'm like humming it to myself. It's just how I dreamed it would be.
Gil definitely looks on edge, like as he like stands on the edge and looks down into the abyss.
Yeah. I get it. I get the pun.
Actually, question for you. How long has Gil been in the city at this point? Like, has he just been in like for a day or like a week or...
I mean, he would have gone to the place as soon as he got into town, so I'd say no more than like a day or two.
So this might be the first actual good look you've had at the hole itself.
Oh, definitely.
While you guys are sitting up here, she goes like, let's chill here for a second. I actually want to see Nat off. You see, I'd say like maybe 20 people who are gathered around the entrance to the gondola, and they're just wishing off a group of cave raiders. It's like 8 people, and in the end you can see Nat kind of running up there and joins up with them, and down they go. All right, you guys ready? Ready to get suited up?
Let's suit up.
Cool.
What do we get suited up in?
As I said before, you get uniforms and cave raiding supplies with this course, so I'll lead you to the equipment room, and he takes you guys down. It's a room full of a shit ton of cave raiding equipment. It's kind of sectioned off into places, and off from that is a couple locker rooms for you guys to get changed. You don't necessarily have to wear the cave raiding uniforms, but they do have like some nice things for the Abyss themselves. They got like a shit ton of pockets, and they are made out of some pretty nice ass material. So like they would expect you to wear it, but you don't necessarily
I'll
have
put
to.
it on.
I imagine you would be fucking stoked for that. And
Yeah.
it's like the official uniform of the CRA.
And like I'm wearing my goggles actually on my face now.
I got clothes on already.
I mean, I paid for the shit. Might as well wear it.
In that case, what are you wearing?
Creepy question to ask a 19-year-old
Yeah.
girl.
A little personal.
I mean, I'm standing right in front of you.
I'm prepped with my own, essentially, cave raiding gear.
Cool.
Or, like, cave raiding outfit.
Right, yeah.
It's like
Just wearing like fucking cargo pants.
lots of yeah, it's essentially like if cargo pants could be long pants, but also like a cargo pants vest, maybe like a cargo pants sleeves on the undershirt that I'm wearing, a cargo pants hat.
So you look like a fisherman, a really prepared fisherman.
I look prepared, to say the least. If by prepared you mean very pocketed.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys get suited up, he gives you like packs that have the essentials that you need to do them. It's kind of like a prefabbed pack. They're all kind of put together in exactly the same way, and it gives you each one of them. They're just normal size backpacks. They're not like super huge. They're, like day packs. So it's not anything that's going to like break your back. And he says, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my stuff. I'll see you guys in a second. And he walks out of the room. Do you guys dig through your packs?
I would like to check my inventory, please.
Real quick, I have a keychain that I brought from home just for this, and I put it like on one of the pockets or something, just to add a little Tom flair.
Gil, I assume you hook up your super cool arm?
No, don't put words in my mouth.
Really? Okay. No, we're literally getting suited up right now, so I just kind of figured that would be the time, but no, you do you.
He does rummage through the pack. He had like a pack with him, and if they watch him, he takes like a bundle out of his pack and puts it in the cave pack.
Gotcha.
I'm just keeping both my packs. If it's like at all feasible to carry 2-pack, like unless they're both the exact same like backpack type pack.
The one that they give you is like a day pack. It would be like the size of a school backpack. So if you want to wear that and whatever backpack you've brought at the same time, I guess you could.
All right, then I take some of my more essentials out of my main pack and put them in my sling.
Gotcha.
What's in that new cave pack?
Some basic tools. You've got a helmet with a glowstone in it, and they've got a little pickaxe for you. They've got rope. They've got basic first aid kit stuff. They've got provisions, so like little food stuff. It's kind of like granola bar-esque things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's nothing super complicated. And I guess a knife as well. As far as like the uniforms and the helmets are concerned, they have like stuff that you can choose around for different sizes. There's like bar with hangers on it with all the different uniforms labeled in size. So you can just grab whatever you want. You also each get a locker. I guess Shiggy would have shown you all this stuff, but you each get a locker as well.
I think I have like a water bottle in my notebook, and I put that in my pack.
I do take a cave raiding outfit. I just don't wear it. If you're gonna give me free clothes, I'm gonna take them.
Oh yeah, for sure. So you guys are all suited up. Shiggy walks in a couple minutes later. He is kitted out. He's got like all sorts of little artifacts and stuff all over him. Specifically, you can see on his left arm, it looks to be a grappling hook type thing, but it's actually in the shape of a hand. Like the grapple part that grabs onto things looks like a little hand. He's also got glasses that look actually remarkably like yours, Morgan.
Like my actual glasses on my face?
Oh, no, like your artifact, the Zoomy goggles, except in glasses form.
That's Tom.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I called you Morgan.
Get deep in the fiction, my guy.
Very misleading.
He's got a fairly large crossbow that is sitting on his right hip that is loaded with what looks to be like auto-loading arrows. It seems to be a pretty damn fancy thing. It has big bolts in it that seem to be tipped with something. You're not exactly sure what, but there's like charges at the end of them. And then just various gizmos kind of like all over him. And you can tell he's like kind of nerding out a little bit. He's like super excited to have all this shit on and like is like ready to get out there.
My eyeballs are so big right now. I'm in awe. I'm so excited.
I'm taking note of every single artifact on him that I can see.
Hey, Shiggy, is that normal stuff to be taken on like a beginner's day trip?
Well, let me put it this way. Typically, when we go out on these things, there's either very inexperienced people or very young people. It's always good to have someone very well kitted out when you're there. In the end, I am an instructor, and I am responsible for your well-being, so it's better to be safe than sorry. But no, typically this is not stuff that you would really need for the first layer. But sometimes big scary monsters can come up from the lower layers, and sometimes even the ones in the first layer can get you if you're not careful.
Good thing we were given knives.
It's better than fists.
That is true. A knife is better than a fist.
And you've got some pickaxes. Those can fend off some baddies. And I see you have something cool looking right there. What's going on with that glove you've got on?
Gloves.
Is it 2 gloves?
Yeah, it's a pair of gloves, yeah.
Do each of them have the string on them?
Yeah, say so.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was on one and the other one was like impervious to the string, so you could like...
No, the way I wrote it is just one string. Yeah, it's just one string.
Okay, but like the other glove would protect you from cutting the shit out of yourself. Like
Yeah, that's the purpose.
Yeah, gotcha.
Hey, can I spend a fate point to make Shiggy gay?
I'm not sure that's how they work.
But can we look up the rules?
You could spend a fate point to invoke an aspect to try and hit on him and get him interested.
Oh, no, I'm not gay.
Oh, okay.
What is happening?
Good times.
Just testing out the rules of the game. This is my first session of Fate ever.
Can I spend a fate point to have him have a heart attack right on the spot?
You know what? That's a big thing. You're going to have to spend 2 fate points.
What?
I don't know if that's worth it. I only have 3.
All right, so you guys are all good to go. Any last things before we start heading out? He's like bopping in anticipation. He's like pretty darn excited.
I too
I
am
would
bopping
like
with
a
him.
rundown of the name and purpose of every artifact on your body.
All right, let's go. And he starts walking up the door.
I am hot on his heels. I am ready.
As you guys are walking through the town, it's not a super far distance to get to the main entrance to the first lair. Ahi and Tom, you guys would absolutely know like where the main entrances are. There's obviously the main gondola. Otherwise, people will take, it's a path that goes down that you can just walk down into. So you guys are making your way there. On the way, he points out a number of different shops that you guys could potentially go to in the future. It's basic knickknacks and stuff in various places. Tools, cave raiding tools, artifacts. Typically, the artifacts that are sold in these shops aren't super high level. The really big stuff gets sold at auctions at the end of every week. And Shiggy's explaining this to you like as he goes along. Typically anything past grade 3, so like grade 2, grade 1. Special grade is like big enough to where those are like huge things that can like change the shape of the world. So like they are treated in very different ways. But the big stuff is held in auctions. So they are typically very well guarded. But you can kind of get whatever you want in various shops around town. Mechanically, out of character, this will be something that like when you come back, you can explore around. And I've tried to come up with, a few types of items that, you can maybe buy kind of like in the same vein as, what Fantasy Costco. Yeah, Fantasy Costco. If you guys have anything that, like any functionality that you would like to get out of an artifact, let me know. And I can like try and shape stuff around that. I don't want to give you like exactly everything that you want all the time, but I want to like play to what you guys want.
What a nice young man.
Oh, yeah.
Can I have a roughly 30,000 meter long rope that I can just use to kind of rappel down to the bottom of the abyss?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I would like Sun Wukong's staff.
It's the straight up staff. He takes you through a more crowded area, and like you can tell there's just like a bunch of little shops set up. This is kind of like the shopping district, which is in between the main entrance and where the CRA headquarters is. It's almost as if it's there because that's where people trek through all the time, and they're trying to get as much of that fucking cash as they can, taking advantage of the cave raiders.
Their wares.
Yeah.
It's like all the stuff at the checkout counter.
Yep. So like as
Did you get this from a fucking anime?
all these pictures are from Abyss.
Fucking weeb.
Is it an anime?
Dude, I don't know, man. But like as you guys are walking through, like people are like trying to get your attention, be like, "Hey, going on your first cave raid? It looks like." It's like they're just trying to sell you shit, and Shiggy's just like beckoning you for it, like, "God, don't listen to them. Let's go."
I huddle a little bit closer to Gil because he's so authoritative.
I'm also very uncomfortable in this situation. Gil's just trying to like hurriedly like stay behind Shiggy and try to get like to the abyss. This is like way more people than he's used to being around.
Oh shit, one thing I forgot to give you guys back down in the suit up, Shiggy gives you each a bell for you to wear around your neck.
You don't even get a whistle? Well, I guess, yeah.
No, he gives you a bell, and we'll retroactively explain this. So these bells are what you get before you become a red whistle. It's basically showing that you're on your way to it and trying to cave raid, but you aren't able to go on your own yet. So you have to be accompanied by someone. Don't worry, it's only for this time. I know it seems a little juvenile.
It feels like a cat collar.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Basically, these are to signify that you're not quite there yet. And the main thing is that if you don't have a whistle, that's like a big no-no. Like, that means you're not accounted for. So anyone that's down there has to be wearing a whistle. If you're not, you're unaccounted for. So just be aware of that. So also, these kind of help out me as your instructor. They're kind of more meant for kids. They make a little bit of noise and makes it easier to keep track of people as they're running around everywhere. But this is kind of just tradition, so try to bear with it for now. As you guys are walking around, you're wearing the bells that are kind of tinkling around. You can kind of put them wherever you want. Maybe you put them around your neck. I imagine, Ahi, would you put it around your neck or maybe try and hide it or something like that?
If he doesn't say anything about it, I just put it in my pocket.
Okay, yeah, he probably wouldn't even notice. He runs into people hating this all the time, so he doesn't really push it to like, hey, you need to wear this around your neck. It's just like, whatever. As long as you have it on your person to present, if you get lost to anyone, then that's fine.
Cool.
Gil and Tom, are you guys wearing yours, like around your neck, or do you stuff them in your pocket?
Wearing it so proudly.
Nice.
Yeah, if Tom puts his on his neck, Gil will follow suit.
Cool. All right. Because of that, like, the people in the shops are kind of like trying to take advantage of that. New red whistle wannabes. Come on. You want to buy some of this stuff. It's gonna be really helpful. There's some really dangerous stuff down there. You could die, but with this little artifact right here, it could save your life.
What does it do?
It produces a little puff of air, but seemingly infinitely. Every 5 minutes, it can produce a little bit of oxygen. And you may think that's not super valuable, but in specific situations, it's a lifesaver. There's some places down there where you could walk in a poisonous gas, and then, whoa, you produce this, and you get a full breath for free.
Did you say every 5 minutes?
Yeah, but you never know. One big breath.
For 5 minutes?
Oh, I'm not saying that.
I'll take it.
Oh, wow. That was easy. The asking price right now is 100 gold.
25.
Absolutely not, sir. Ma'am, sorry. See, this is what happens when you don't do a character voice, Ian.
I am doing my character voice.
Are you a smoker?
It's called Abyss Lung, and can you not bring it up anymore?
Actually, that is one thing we haven't established, how much gold you guys actually have. I imagine by all of your professions, you probably don't have much of any right now. Would that be a pretty accurate statement?
My profession being a child? Yes. No, I think I have some pocket money from, I probably tutored kids in Org.
Earlier, when I was talking to you guys before about this, I think we said that your access skill, because typically that does relate to how much money you have. In this case, maybe you don't have it on you right now, Tom, but you still have your parents who are pretty well known. So they're probably pretty, they've got money.
I'm well known too. I'm a prodigy child. It says so on my asset.
The innocent prodigy child.
Yeah.
Yep. Shiggy did recognize you, so there you go.
Yeah. I'm famous.
I'm going to continue haggling until Shiggy makes us go.
I say Shiggy is like continuing to walk and only checking behind him like every like minute or so. He's going to like leave you behind pretty quick if you don't like catch up.
Oh shit. I can do, I'll meet you in the middle, 25, but I have to go right now.
That's not in the middle.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. Come back sometime. Guys, continue on. It's about, I'd say, a few hundred yards of this nonsense before you get to a more deserted path. It starts turning into a more country-esque area. It's not like super thick with buildings. As you guys are walking in the distance down this path, you can see a group of 3 black whistles approaching you that are kind of chatting and laughing loudly amongst themselves. And there is a large masculine man in the center of it. He's like 6'4", very muscular, with a big black beard. And on either side of them, there is a guy and a girl, a little bit smaller, but both definitely like in shape and look to be on their way back from the abyss. They see Shiggy, and the tall one says, "Oh, hey, look, it's Shiggy. How are you doing today?" "Hello, Lex. How are you?" "Oh, I'm doing well, Shiggy. See, you've got some new ones coming in today. They look young and fresh. How are you three doing?"
I'm well, sir. How are you?"
"Oh, I'm doing quite well, coming back from a pretty successful excavation, if I do say so myself."
"Oh, wow."
"How's Shiggy treating you over here? Is this CRA member giving you a hard time at all?"
"Oh,
I
no,
ignore
he's
the
been
question
nothing but
and I
nice."
say, "What'd you get? What'd you find?"
"Wouldn't you like to know?"
No, yeah,
"Yes, we
pretty badly.
would."
Maybe you can come to the auction sometime this weekend and you can find out.
Shit.
"Oh, boy, I would love to. We'll see you then."
You're a little young there, don't you think? Don't you want to take a couple more years before you go down into this murder hole? And he starts getting like a pretty serious look on his face.
"Oh, no, sir. I can't wait. Today is my 16th birthday."
Isn't that impressive? Another two children coming into the abyss looking wide-eyed and craving adventure. And he looks like pretty frustrated. Then he takes a look at Gil. "You definitely don't look like you're from around here. What brings you around these parts?"
Just here for the adventure, just like all y'all folk.
I tell you what, I know Shiggy here will probably be singing the praises of this whole CRA thing, but if you're looking for some employment later on, in a few years, when you've got some experience under your belt, let me know.
"Oh, thank you, sir. That sounds like a wonderful opportunity."
Try not to die down there, kid.
I'll do my best. I'm mostly just here to look at the creatures." And I, pull out my little book. My, encyclopedia.
Do you show him
Animals
any
or whatever.
specific creature?
No, I just pull out the book and just like, "Hey, I have this book. I love the creatures."
Those are very good drawings. Just hope that none of them will, eat your face off.
"Oh, I sure hope not."
I mean, do you guys think 16 is super young for people to be going down here? I mean, surely a strong 16-year-old would have a good chance, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, some people, and he glances over at Shiggy, and some organizations think that it's fine for children to go down in there, but this is a murder hole. Quite frankly, I'm not super happy with people this young being able to go down there. Let me put it this way, kid. If you come back alive next time, then we can talk about it more.
"Oh, okay. I'll see you then."
Yeah, you have fun.
He's going to be so disappointed if he dies down there and doesn't get to have that conversation.
"I'm gonna die. That'll show him."
Yeah, fuck you.
He soldiers off. Do you guys want to say anything more to him before he goes on his way with his two buddies?
God, no, he's frightening.
As you go on, Shiggy's like, "Yeah, Lex isn't super happy with the way the CRA is run and how standardized some of these things are and how much we allow kids to become official members and whistles and everything. It is what it is. But you guys are excited to go into the abyss, right?"
I mean, it's not very often that kids just go into the abyss at the age of 12 and just don't come back.
Yeah. And he looks sad by that.
I've been trying to sneak into the abyss all my life, and now I'm finally going.
Wait, you haven't done it successfully? It's just a big hole.
I think I've always bumped into people, we just passed that guy, and they always, take me back.
Also, the problem with big holes is that if you don't go in the right way, you kind of just fall. So
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're not committed to the hole.
Yeah. And trust me, I've been all around the perimeter of the hole trying to get in there for 16 years. Or whatever age you learn to walk.
Oh my. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to move on from getting in those holes real quick to get in that hole. And you guys keep...
Hey!
So as you continue going on the road, you come across... You guys come across a big archway that has a guard stationed on top. It looks like basically just a little room up there. You hear a girl's voice shout down to you. Oh, hey, y'all. How are y'all doing? Shiggy, what's up? Is this y'all?
Great voice.
Yeah. Is this y'all's first time coming in the abyss?
Why does everyone have a southern accent?
I don't know. Fucking Nick Dezenny did it, and now I can't go away from it.
Stop copying me.
I'm sorry. This is actually the one person I designed to have a southern accent in this whole thing. It's just everything has been kind of slipping that way because going off of you. This one is meant to be southern, unlike anything else that I've done.
Beatrice and Becky.
Yeah, exactly. You see before you a short but stocky woman with a pretty face and long amber hair, and she's kind of like eagerly leaning over the edge of a little platform. It's basically just like a little wall, and she's kind of like leaning on it with her arms hanging over a little bit. How are y'all doing today?
I'm just great. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's good to hear. I hope you guys bring back some good stuff.
Oh, I hope so too.
Thanks, June. Hopefully be back before too late tomorrow. Well, that's good to hear. I'll be waiting for you when you get back.
Bye, ma'am. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, you guys walk on through.
We're just trying to get in that hole.
Get me in that hole.
The second step down, like, into the abyss proper, like, the second we're technically at the mouth of the abyss, I am frantically scanning the ground, any crevice, maybe even the branches of trees for artifacts.
Right, yeah.
I too am scouring, but the skies, or I guess the ground for creatures.
This is kind of the path that you guys are walking down. From what you can see from where you guys are at, pretty much everything around this main path has been scavenged. So, like, there's nothing in direct line of sight that you can see that doesn't look like it hasn't already been picked up. So, no artifacts where you're at.
It does not
right
dissuade me at all.
Oh, yeah. You fucking go nuts. It does look picked clean. As they're walking, she's like, all right, guys, so we're going to be sticking on this main path for about 300 meters down, and then we're going to be going off the beaten path to where this glowstone cave is. You guys are walking along the main path. It's basically, you can tell it's a very well-traveled path. On the way, this actually eventually hooks up with a little station where that main gondola goes down to. That's around 600 meters down. We won't be getting quite that low, but we might actually be able to see it a little bit. You guys have any other Abyss questions as we make our way down? We got some time to kill.
I don't know if I would have questions. I probably know everything.
I've spent my life preparing myself physically and mentally for the Abyss.
Well, right now, it's actually pretty anticlimactic. You guys are just walking down a path, it seems. Nothing too crazy going on.
Doesn't seem too bad. I mean, we just got to find some rocks and we're certified cave people.
Yeah, pretty much. It takes very little time to go down this 300 meters on this main path. It does zigzag a lot back and forth, but it takes less than an hour to get to where you're trying to go at this 300 meter mark. And when you guys get there, it's like, all right, guys, now it's time to get off the beaten path. So around the kilometer diameter, we're going to be going maybe around about a third of the way counterclockwise. So we're going to be taking a little more arduous path. We're not just going to be, sticking to this nice dirt road anymore. Just kind of be ready. This is where animals and stuff start getting a little bit more dense. They typically stay off the main path because it's so well traveled. But we might get to see some stuff along the way.
I start walking ahead, already straying.
Oh, eager. All right. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm kind of going off to the side, just looking around, just desperate.
Nice. The path that you guys are taking right now it's nothing super arduous, but it is mostly just horizontally going around. So every once in a while you have to go up and down short ledges and stuff, but nothing major. Is there anything that you guys specifically, other than animals and artifacts, is there anything that you guys are looking for, or striving for? Anything you want to do?
Not even in my life, no.
As far as artifacts are concerned, as you would probably know, Ahi, they are not really out in the open so much as they are kind of buried back in little crevices and caves and stuff. Pretty much anything that would be on the ground at this point in time has been picked clean.
You never know.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. So on the way, every once in a while, you do probably see like little crevices and stuff that maybe haven't been explored yet that might actually have some stuff in there. But Shiggy's kind of like egging you guys along to go to where you guys are going.
I make a mental note of them.
Nice. As far as animals, there are just various little critters. There is nothing super dangerous yet. Nothing that appears like threatening at all. You can see like some bugs crawling around on the ground and some smaller birds kind of flying, but nothing super crazy. Out of character now. I'm sorry, Morgan, but I don't have like a bajillion creatures like lined up in my brain. So you might want to use your imagination a little bit here when it comes to like real proper encounters with stuff. I obviously haven't prepared, but the Abyss is teeming with wildlife. Having a picture or reference to like 1,000 different creatures is kind of impossible. So use your imagination for all the little creatures, for all the like basic stuff. So as you guys are going on, shortly after you get off the path, you can actually see, this is kind of your viewpoint from down there, from around 300 meters down.
Cool.
So yeah, you can still see the main elevator. It's actually down from before, from like, what was it, like 30 minutes ago when Nat went down. So you can actually see the little elevator station down there. The people that were in it initially, like Nat and them, are gone, but there's like a group of people just kind of chilling out, waiting there. It looks like they might be waiting for other people coming up before they take the actual elevator ride back up to the main bridge. As you go along, it's mostly staying horizontal, but there is one part of it where you have a long slope upwards. Shiggy stops as you get to the bottom of this little hill and says, I assume all of you guys know about the curse from the looks of it. I don't think any of you guys have actually felt it before, right? None of you have been in here. You've never like snuck down here and gone up and down or anything like that. He like eyes Ahi and Tom like, you've never like snuck your way in here. So this is new to you, right?
No. I came to the Abyss for artifacts, not to die. So no, it's my first time.
Oh, trust me, I tried, but I always got caught. I'm not very sneaky.
That's fair.
Just in case someone's not familiar, can we get a quick refresher on what is this, a curse?
Oh, have you not even heard about the curse?
Yeah,
Really?
remember, not from around here.
Really? Wow.
I tell you, Gil, even people not from around here know about the curse. That's kind of like the big thing about this place, but...
Yeah, I guess you're just a big stupid idiot.
Yeah, fucking...
Okay, out of character, would that be common knowledge to like...
It would be, but it's very fair, especially with your -2 lore skill, that you wouldn't know about it. Like, I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
Like, I'm still playing in character for Nat. Or, I'm sorry, Shiggy. So, like, he's surprised by this, but he's not gonna, like, get mad.
Tells you to get out of the Abyss.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here right now.
The problem is you
How
can't even do
is
that.
that not on the test or in orientation? How are you just now talking about that?
That test was just basic academics. It didn't have anything to do with the Abyss. That's to make sure you're not fucking stupid.
Literally, Gil's understanding of the Abyss is big, dangerous hole
Nice.
that like a lot of people die in.
So to give you a quick little rundown, Gil, the further down you go into the Abyss, the harder it gets to come back. And not just because you're going uphill. There's a phenomenon that has been known to be called the Curse of the Abyss. Whenever you rise up out of it, typically it's around 10 meters, you get affected by the curse, and it has various effects. In the first layer, it's nothing too bad. You're just going to get a little bit nauseous, a little bit dizzy. But the further down you go, the worse it gets, to the point where if you go down to layer 6, coming back up kills you. And that's why this place is so mysterious. Past layer 6, there's still a whole lot more to see, and you can't come back. That's why this place is so unknown. Even when you get to depths only to like layer 4, you start bleeding from every single part of your body. It's not pretty. It's very dangerous stuff. So prepare yourself. This is going to feel weird. And especially for the first layer, it's something that you can get used to after a while. But you're always going to feel it. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. I'm so ready.
How deep do you have to go where it's impossible to come back up?
That is past layer 5. Let's just say that it's around 13,000 meters deep. So pretty far down there. Only black whistles and higher are allowed to go in that far.
Hey, let's say if I was a delver for about 5 years, what color whistle do you reckon I'd have?
Well, that all depends on how good you are. I've known people that have stayed red whistles for a few years and only gotten up to blue whistles in that time, even around my age. But I've also known people, as you can see, like Nat, who are very committed. By the age of 22, he's already a black whistle. If you're good, you can go up the ranks real fast.
Fuck, alright, let's see how bad this curse is.
Alright, you guys ready? Let's do it.
I'm ready. Or I'm already just like wandering around looking at animals and shit.
Right. So you guys go up, and it's a decently sized hill. I'd say about like maybe 15 meters high. So you go up about 50 feet, and around a little bit past halfway up, you all feel it. It's something unlike you've never really felt before. You feel nauseous and dizzy, like Shiggy described, but it's kind of in a different way. It's unlike anything you've felt before. It's kind of otherworldly, and it happens so suddenly. It's not like a slow, gradual effect. As soon as you hit that point, all of a sudden, it's there. I imagine for the first time, all of you do it. Let's do a roll. Let's do a roll for all of you, just to see if you get staggered and like trip or something like that, or maybe get some will stuff going on.
What are we rolling?
Let's roll both physique and will.
So I know it's like...
And will.
I know it's like a nauseous thing. Could I invoke leathery semen like I'm used to like bobbing about on the ocean and like...
Yeah, oh yeah. And
would have been
invoke any aspects that you want right now. Spend a fate point to like prevent yourself from like being like completely overtaken by this.
Yeah, so I guess I'll invoke on will.
Ian, do you wanna spend any fate points?
No, I'll just do my best to pretend like I don't want to like shit my pants right now and vomit.
Right, yeah. So for both Morgan and Ian, both of you understand the abyss. Like you're prepared for it mentally. Like you understand that this is coming, but it is kind of a lot that hits you suddenly. It's unlike anything you've ever felt before. Gil seems to be kind of keeping his feet steady. Maybe it's because all the time he spent on the sea, he's used to being in uneven, dizzy ground, but for you guys, this is something like otherworldly.
Do I poop my pants?
Give me some flavor. Something happens to you physically. It's not necessarily a consequence, but something will happen to you. Like maybe you throw up, maybe you trip, something. What do you think happens to you guys?
I think I throw up all my chicken nuggets.
Oh, not the chicky nuggies.
My chicken nuggies.
Not the dinosaur nugs.
Yep, they all come tumbling back out. And I guess I just kind of like kneel on the ground for a minute, trying to like balance myself.
Shiggy's just kind of like waiting past where the effects are a little bit higher than you guys, just kind of like chilling.
He throws up in her mouth, but then like swallows it really fast and like tries to pretend like it didn't happen.
Nice.
I had no shame. I don't care.
I'll go help Tom stand up.
Aww. Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, wow. I knew it was coming, but oh boy.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that fun.
I think I feel a little better though. Probably because there's no more nuggets left.
Yeah, when I heard big dangerous hole, I thought going down was going to be the hard part.
Yeah.
Shiggy chimes in there. It's like, yeah, that's the thing. Going down is the really easy part. Not only because physically you're just going downhill the whole way. You're not affected by this damn curse. Going up can take much, much longer than going down. So a lot of times you can be going down and thinking, oh, I'll just go a little bit further without thinking how much harder that journey up is going to be. So if you guys ever go on your own, keep that in mind. Really, really be conservative with how far down you go, especially on your early dives, because it can be really challenging going back up. It can be surprising how much harder it is. I've known a few red whistles that have just kept on going down because I thought it'd be going fine. They get almost to the bottom of the first layer, and then they get stuck there for days because it's so hard to get back up. So just keep that in mind.
Good thing we packed all this fruit leather and granola.
You know what? That's a good point. And he grabs one and chows down on it.
I hold
His
off.
stamina recovers much quicker.
Are you guys doing all right? We can rest here for a little bit if you want. I know this is pretty crazy the first time.
No, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. So all of you currently have the aspect first layer curse. You're all a little bit dizzy and nauseous. Over time, that kind of goes away. It does vary depending on like what you're doing. Like if you're doing really strenuous stuff, it might take a little bit longer to go away. If you just like sit down and rest, you can kind of get rid of it pretty quick. But
So do I put that under consequence or?
it would be an aspect.
Stress?
You don't have to write it down for now. Just keep it in mind.
Okay.
It's pretty much going to be a prevalent thing all the time, whether or not you're going to have the curse or not. So it's, it's always going to be on the mind. So right now, you guys are under the effect of it. And like, say like another 30 minutes of trekking along, it'll be gone as long as you guys don't continue going up.
Yeah.
So you guys keep on going. It's about another half a kilometer until you guys reach a ledge that is overlooking another much larger ledge that is sticking out about 50 meters from the area below you. And Shiga says, well, that's our destination. We're at around 400 meters now once we get down to that ledge. You guys ready? I'm going to set up a little rope anchor right here and we can shimmy down.
Oh, right.
Easy peasy.
Following your lead.
So he nails a big anchor into the wall with a rope and throws it down. And in addition with the other things I said, pretty much any climbing equipment, you have an ascender in there, which also acts as a descender. Basically a thing that adds a handle to a rope so you can get up and down it easier. It comes with a bunch of climbing anchors as well. Good amount of climbing stuff in there. He shimmies down and is awaiting your guys' descent as well. Like I said, it is kind of a long way down. It's like a 40 to 50 meter drop, so it's like over 100 feet down this rope. So is this something that all of you would be comfortable with?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zip zap zoobity right down the road.
Bill's used to like climbing on rigging and shit, but never anything like this far.
Right, yeah. You guys all make it down, and you are at the mouth of a big-ass cave. The entrance of it is about, I'd say 10 feet in diameter, and it looks like it narrows down a little bit to as far as that you can see into the cave. That's all you can see right now. The ledge itself that you're on right now does not lead anywhere else. It's basically a bare ledge, so like to get off of it, you would have to either climb up the rope or create another rope and go down even further to another ledge. So imagine something like this. So like there's no pathways off of the ledge.
Okay.
Got it.
Yep. All right, you guys ready to do some caving? And he flips his little glowstone thing, the iris open. He's got a little light on his head now.
Was there any glowstone things included in our starting?
Yeah, it's part of your helmets.
All right, cool. Flip it on.
Yeah, I'll put on my helmet.
As you guys get close to the cave, some more little abyss creatures kind of skitter out of it. They're just little guys, nothing dangerous. But at this point, when you look up, you actually can't see the surface anymore. It seems to be covered by a completely dense cloud layer, so you can no longer see the bridge or any buildings at all. Looking down, it's kind of the same thing for about another 200 to 300 meters. That's another cloud layer that you can't seem to see past. So you basically, all you can see is about plus and minus 300 meters or so. And at this point, you can actually see some bigger birds flying around in the background that actually might look a little bit threatening if you're not careful.
Oh yeah, I'm staring at them through my goggles. Like I don't think you can see it, but I'm zooming in and out with my goggles.
Right, yeah. If you guys want, we can take a quick rest right here. I know we've kind of been charging along, but yeah, this is a good little spot to kind of sightsee, and you want to like chill out before we go into this dark, scary cave and maybe get a little food in.
Yeah, I'm not listening. I'm looking at the birds.
I'm thinking about Artifact.
Gil, how are you
I
doing?
just want to get these rocks and get my whistle.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Oh, eat your beavers.
But if you need a moment to rest,
He like narrows his eyes at you and like shrugs like, all right, Ahi, let's calm down. As the guys go in there, as I said, it kind of narrows down, so it only gets to be about like 3 feet wide and 5 feet tall at the narrowest point. And with like your backpacks and stuff, you might have to take them off to like actually get past it because it starts getting that narrow. And it's like that for about, say, 50 feet or so, but then it starts to widen up again. And you guys emerge into a giant chamber that is just glistening with all these glowstones. They are various hues of green, and some are way bigger than others, some are way smaller, some are way brighter, even for their size than others, and some are dimmer. They seem to be coming in all shapes, sizes, and brightnesses. It is pretty much unlike anything any of you have ever seen before, at least with your own eyes. The cavern is about 60 feet high and stretches back for hundreds of feet. You can't really make out the far wall, but you can make out like glistening lights in the distance for it. You can see to the left of the entrance, there's a big excavation point where it looks like a lot of the glowstones have been mined out. Some of the dimmer looking ones are left over there. They're just left behind. But pretty much all of the good-looking ones have already been taken.
As we start mining them, I just kind of like haphazardly mine whatever's easiest to like get out. And as I walk deeper into the cave, I'm like, I think I see some brighter ones back here. As I just completely scour the ground, walls, ceiling, everything for anything that looks like it could be an artifact.
Nice. Out of character right now, I was planning on this like taking a long time. Like this is where you guys would make camp for the night. So you would probably be getting here around like maybe 4 o'clock during the day. Nighttime right now, it is early spring in the year. And nighttime in the Abyss kind of follows just normal nighttime. And it gets dark around 6 to 7 o'clock. Typically in the Abyss, you go to sleep when it gets dark and wake up when it's light, because trying to roam around in the Abyss in the dark is a horrifying prospect. Shiggy says, yep, so this is kind of where we're going to be making camp for the night as well. So if you guys just want to set up stuff, got some tents if you want to set those up. And yeah, have at it. I'm going to mine some glowstones myself, see if I can't find any artifacts. And yeah, I guess we can just have at it. Go crazy. Have fun.
Exactly how many glowy rocks do we need to mine to get our whistle?
You know, quite honestly, there's no real set amount. We're just trying to get enough to satisfy us for the next few months, and it's not really hard to get enough for that. It's just people don't take that many frequent trips down here. I will say when you're mining them, try and stick to the brighter ones. The dimmer ones don't really serve much use. And try and get ones that can fit into, and he holds the little spot on his helmet that holds the glowstone. Something that can fit in here, those are like the easiest. They don't have to be manufactured at all. We can just kind of stick them in there and they're good to go. If you see like a bigger one that's also really bright, feel free to grab those and we can break them apart when we get back up. I'd say fill a decent amount of your backpack up with it. You can imagine that each one of these can account for a single helmet, and we could probably stuff a bunch of rocks in here. So this'll last us for a while.
All right, hearing that, Gil's going to like give it a pretty good effort. Like there's nothing else to do down here right now, so he'll work pretty hard at gathering as many as he can. Hey, Ahi, what are you looking for? You seem mighty preoccupied this whole time.
Glowstone.
I mean, there's one like right there by your feet.
Yeah, it's not bright enough. I mean, I'm kind of a stickler for the brightest ones. And as I say that, I just put a like mediumly bright one like in my bag that I've just mined.
All right, just be careful, I guess.
I just kind of nod as I keep going.
I'm also just kind of like I'm working, but I'm also looking around in case there's like a little bug skittering by.
Oh, there's definitely like little bugs and stuff.
Oh, and then I'm following the bugs around the cave.
Every once in a while, you do see like little critters, not much bigger than like say a rat, but they're like kind of darting in and out of some of the crevices inside the cave.
Yeah, and I'm just talking the whole time, like, oh wow, it's a whatever. Oh wow, and just kind of doing that.
Nice.
Yeah, we do that.
How many artifacts do I find?
You want to take a quick 5-10 minute break and then come back?